I would prefer boom line.
Okay, so fully on boom then, we'll see. So obviously I'm gonna have to do some conflict here, and I'm gonna say Mad Kings obviously to try and get some oomph in here. So there's completely no bias at all whatsoever. 50-50 as we like it. Both teams actually gonna smoke up here and see whether they can find each other. Get some quick observer wards out here.
That's a strange manner
Mr.
of
Jeans
Yeah,
able to get a nice ward.
I think people underestimate how important the gameplay is before even creep spawn. Like all these small placing wards, like they can be really crucial to determine the laning stage. And Dota is kind of game of domino effect. Where, like it's just if you mess up on the rune, like it might mess up your lane, and if you mess up your lane, it might mess up your game. It's as 40-minute game can be lost at minute one. In a way, depending on how the rune goes. It's so it's better to play safer on the rune and maybe lose one rune than give a first blood to a hero. Some lane dominator getting a first blood. Dawnbreaker gets a first blood, he might have like a 4-minute phase boots, and this Earthspill might not have a game. But if, for example, Boom has 3 bounties and Dire has Mad Kings have 1, then it's not gonna change much. It's just. And now we see it's gonna be actually 2 for 2 bounties, and we're gonna go into the pause. For a second, says Woo.
Oh god! I mean, the pauses come out all the time. I mean, it's quite relaxed in open qualifiers. We always get ourselves a pause. I'm looking forward to see the world record for pauses here, this on in time within the tournament. Maybe perhaps we'll pause all the way to around about 5 in the morning, because we've got a lot of games to cover, Milan, haven't we? A lot of series.
Yeah, we're ready for the pauses and for the games. I'm really excited about this mid lane. Like, I don't know. Like, I saw. It's just. Like, my knowledge of mid lane comes from, like, many mid laners I play with. Like, I drafted. I used to be a coach too, and, like, I always, like. I don't play mid lane for many years, and I just gather info from asking them, like, how's the Lina Husker match? And then they say me, like, number, like, I'm 65 to 35 or something like this. Or if this guy does this, if this guy does this, they give me the conditions. But I don't actually remember this. Like, but just by the nature, like, the long-range heroes should do well versus Husker. And Lina doesn't really lose lanes in Dota. I mean, that's one of her biggest strengths right now is the lane. And then later she falls. Where in the bottom lane, it's also like Phoenix offlane is a very old school. If played well, can be insanely strong.
I'm wondering how Huskar is going to be on this lane, of course, against Lina. I think I have seen it a few times before. I mean, if Lina does have a few mishaps here and there, then Huskar can come out on top and start to kind of dominate the game kind of early on. How do you think this one will play out on the mid lane? Because obviously, of course, you've got the range with Lina, but then obviously, of course, if you do have the mishaps and the misplays, then Huskar can come out on top. From just hero knowledge, not player knowledge, from hero knowledge. I think this will turn up.
I think Huskar should struggle a bit, but again, like, Huskar is kind of a hero where if you play against it and you like, if you play against Huskar specialists, like, they're used to playing a tough matchup, and like, if you misplay a bit, he will punish you. And if Huskar does well in this lane, like, the Mad Kings are gonna be in a big trouble, because he's just gonna push the tempo with all the saves behind him.
And we will see as the creep wave will meet. And now he's actually gone ahead and leveled the inner fire here, possibly to get the last hit.
Earthspill is starting top. No, he's tipping bottom. Okay, it's fine. Thought it's gonna be action top, but they just tried, and lane wasn't in a position.
Necrophos versus the Sven as well. Once we start to get some level 4 on this Necrophos, it's going to be annoying, because right now, look at this already at level 1, being pursued on the top lane. There's already 2 kills here. As on the bottom lane, they got the kill on the Earth Spirit. Meanwhile, on the top, They go for the Necro at level 1, and they punish him straight away with the fact that he is not strong at this level 1 right now. They can take him out easily, and they do just that.
Yeah, but the big problem is Necro dies, okay, he's steeping in. Earth Spirit dies after using TP, so this Phoenix is gonna be alone for 30 seconds. It's a walk of shame. And this is the problem with the Earth Spirit support. He's quite weak level 1. One of the weakest supports level 1 right now. And that's why we see him more in the mid lane role, where he can just live through this first few levels that he struggles with.
And that's why we like to see him as core as well, because I feel like he has more impact there as a position, as you know, a core player, because obviously, of course, he can escape. Meanwhile, when he's a position 4, obviously, of course, because he's not getting enough levels and not enough gold to get, you know, some impact. Sometimes it feels like nothing's happening in your lane with this hero. He's not the great.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a
can...
great rotator, but lane presence-wise, it's kind of meh.
He's good, good ganker, but he can often feel like a burden in a lane because his spell, they have a long cooldown and don't do so much damage to heroes. They do some more damage to creeps. Like he can secure range creep, but he's more good off with some, as you said, like self-sufficient. He's gonna TP mid actually. 235, he's TP mid and he's rolling. Is he gonna get the Lina, the Huskar?
Oh, the Fairy Fire used there. Is it enough? No, it's not. They will get the kill to Huskar, but in return, Lina will fall. They're going to try and attempt to get themselves a second kill with 2 of the supports rotating here onto Boom. And will they get the final physical attack? Yes, they will. Not able to get that rolling boulder in time to be immune to the physical damage, and will be able to get that kill there on a Boom. So a 2-for-1 here, but we're able to take down the
again,
Huskar.
having a rough time. He's taking a second walk of shame. He died right after he TP. He did trade Huskar for Lina, which is very helpful, but again, he's leaving this Phoenix alone for a very long time, which is not necessarily bad for Phoenix XP wise, because both supports TP, but for his network definitely a bit trouble. You see Huskar dodging some stuns, so I think Slatem is the Huskar expert. Well, he says he's bronze, but he probably just doesn't have Dota Plus, right? I would assume.
So it's kind of sneaky then. It's kind of, you know, hiding the skill. It's like, oh, it's a bronze Huskar. You know, it's going to be fine. No big problems for me. I should be able to win this mid lane fine, but turns out he actually, you know, has a
like Bikeman can jump. He's just hiding his skills. And one thing we've not talked about is the Sven 24 lashes is having a blast, and Sven is also one of the heroes. If he gets like a free lane and some stack jungle, he can easily. By the way, Pakaz loses the soul ring on his career. That's very unfortunate. Minus 800 net for him in 4 for a while. That's a rough one. As I was saying, the Sven, if he gets like a free game, his network can skyrocket. He's just a hero that has a built-in Battle Fury. It's like very scary.
Yeah, I've seen that all too well before, especially, you know, 100% cleave. Pretty unique hero. Just, you know, get Mask of Madness, Echo Saber, rotate to the jungle. Happy days. You are going to be getting a lot of farm if you're uninterrupted. And right now, he's at top of the last hits with 32 currently.
Not like Boom has like a good matchup for Sven. Sven hates playing against some PAs, some lifestealers, some stuff like this, Larks that can like man up on him. But as long as it goes versus like Dawnbreaker or Huskar, he's not so unhappy. Like these guys will not be able to straight up fight him. Of course, he can be guided by all the saves, but so far looking good for Mad Kings.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Indeed.
attack.
Only early days at 5 minutes in. Get to see some pressuring of the towers here. I gotta say though, Kaz is doing completely fine here with the fact that
Dire's
Earth Spirit has had to rotate multiple times here and has had to do 2 Walk of Shames within the time frame of 5 minutes. So pretty free right now. And meanwhile, speaking of free, Huskar has had to rotate to the jungle right now because the creep wave is too far pushed into the side of Mad King's middle tower.
Dire's middle tower
6 minute roam, we're gonna get invis. And we're gonna get the roll on Earth Spirit. He's gonna run after Matthew, but a little bit too fast on the Pagna. Usually the first Pagna is trying to sneak peek,
No, they're gonna come
and
back,
he's gonna
yeah.
get punished for it. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Laguna Blade. Is there gonna be Dragon Slayer to finish? Roll.
Rolling
He beats
boulder.
roll.
That's enough.
But Lina the
That's
kill.
enough.
Nice. Oh, he's gonna get Lina the kill. Otherwise, he's gonna get mad, you know. GG end in all chat.
How's it looking bottom for Smash though? He hasn't been having the greatest time. Oh, actually speaking, he may turn around. Actually, they're gonna go for because they get the rolling boulder. They do have the Icarus dive ready, but I think maybe perhaps they're going to turn it around with a rotation here of Huskar. They will get the kill there indeed with the inner fire, take him out. They were not expecting the Huskar to just waddle on down to the bottom lane.
You don't often see a Huskar rotating in the 640 to the side lane, but the good players, like you can tell a good player, one of their pros is that they will TP rotate with no matter which hero they play. Huskar, because it doesn't take much. Like TP is like a global blink. It takes him only like 10 seconds. He gets a kill. He goes back farming his way down to the middle. It's a very cool play, and it's a bit unexpected because it's a Huskar. Right? We also see the Wisdom rune split, which is very important now this meta. Whichever team doesn't get Wisdom, they're in big trouble. But now we see classic 1-for-1, and all good.
The Dawnbreaker not having the greatest of HP or mana replenishment at the moment. So having to stay behind this tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, look at this. Mad Kings, they're on a hunt. They want to find Pikaz, and they found him with no mana. This may be a kill. There's a rolling boulder is there. They will find it indeed. Dawnbreaker down. Nice hunt there. We'll get off a worthy kill.
Very nice move. I mean, this is one of the reasons why Earth Spirit is not so bad, right? As we put him down a lot, now we need to praise him a bit, you know. He can get these pickoffs and like rotations on with the Grimstroke, even as a 2-man, which is very big thing for a squad to have like 2 supports being able to rotate around together. Let's see how the Boom responds. They have the Dawnbreaker ulti. It's a very strong timing of this, and they're looking to defend bottom. Pugna is already set up, and Oracle and Huskar will come. Actually, Necro is gonna actually TP in with the Oracle, and they wanna be aggressive, but they don't have much catch.
They don't, as
Without
they're just gonna waddle on away. Look at this. Oh wait, actually slowed down there from the Decrepify. Takes off the silence, the scythe drops down. Tiger will fall there from the Purifying Flames. The Supernova, however, comes out, trying to attempt there with a counter initiation. It will not work. They find themselves 2, find themselves 3. Boom Esports, they are popping off. Diving underneath that tower, getting themselves 3 kills, and look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, they get themselves a tier 1 they're going to pick up here as well.
I feel like Boom Esports really hoped that Mad Kings are gonna try to respond. Like if they just sell for Grimstroke, it would not be so good for Boom. But this way, they get 3 kills and they get a tower. They really wanted, because they don't have much catch, right? They had a Decrepify for Grimstroke, and the other guys could just run away. But they turned and Boom was ready. Boom was very happy. They were like, kill, kill, kill.
It did look a bit silly, didn't it? How all Boom were just like kind of waddling on, trying to catch someone here. But I think the key of Boom Esports' strategy here is to get initiated upon. Because obviously, of course, they have the counter initiation, but they don't have any means of initiation yet. I think we may see something like a blink on Huskar or something, or Dawnbreaker eventually. But we got to wait a little while before that can come out.
Yeah, exactly. Like Huskar is already queuing up the blink. He even heard the top. We're gonna get Necro going. This is gonna be a pick-off between Lina and Earth Spirit. This is what they excel at, and they should focus on it. They should dodge the team fights, and they should try to like get the pick-offs with their heroes, because that's what they can do the best. I mean, he's going for the blink. He's eventually gonna get the axe, and Necro is gonna get the shard, which is mini blink, and like all these small things. Of course, blink on Dawnbreaker later, but for a while they should struggle, which should enable Mad Kings to split.
Mm-hmm. I love shard on Necrophos so much. It's so good. You can just nuke a lane of wave of creeps, and then just continue to go wherever you want, whether it's like a small camp or something, and move somewhere else. You can clear a wave safely and fine and fast.
Yeah, it's literally a mini blink, and it doesn't get cancelled by the damage, which kind of makes it like a real blink.
Smash is deleted there by the Never. He got never blasted. Smash got blasted there, or as you say, Smash got smashed by the Never Blast. Okay, yeah, we got a blink straight away. Look at that. Slatums, he's already
is Radiant? What is Radiant lineup good at? They're good at forcing the objectives, and you know you don't need to catch people if you can just force the important objectives. They go bottom tower, mid tower, and now straight into the rush. And like, if the Dire doesn't come, we don't care. If they come, we will kill them, hopefully. And they're using the scan. They expect them to come, ooh, this could be huge. Does Sven have a blink? But they're not gonna be in fun. Is their Spirit gonna go for a Hail Mary play? He's looking for one.
He's hiding in the trees. Oh no, he missed! Oh no! Got the Aegis. That's a kill as well. Goodbye, Earth Spirit. I mean, that was valiant.
That was very close.
He moved himself away with the Roshan as well, so it was kind of hard to predict where the Huskar was going to be. But I am certain if he got off that rolling boulder, that would have been an Aegis steal for sure. And meanwhile, speaking of Huskar, going top as well, with the dive there of the life break, going to Icarus dive away, but where is Fortune's End? It's not in range, and Smash is going to be able to Sunray up to the high ground and fly off. Meanwhile, there was Scythe within the jungle, dropping down upon Tiger. The Grimstroke falls. A Laguna Blade attempts there onto the Pugna. Pugna will still survive. Never mind. In comes the Stormhammer. Finds the kill there. Now attempting to turn onto Sacred. But going to be healed up with thanks to that magic wand along with the Ghost Shroud as well. Maybe perhaps they want to turn it around now. Slatters, oh look at that, a big life break with the inner fire onto 4, but the Supernova coming out. Can they take it out? No, they will not. It'll come out. Mr. Jeans, I think, is going to fall here from the fire damage of the spears. Will do indeed. Killing spree there for the Huskar as they stop the rolling boulder there as well on the Earth Spirit, finding themselves 2. There we go. Boom Esports popping off again. They will use that Aegis, though, very early on.
Boom Esports is on a roll. They're just gonna take any fight they're given. Even if it's messy, even if Egg pops off, even Huskar dies semi-free at the start of the fight, they don't care. Just any fight, give it to us. We want it now. We're 10 times stronger than you. Just come and fight us if you wish. Blink Dagger and Huskar just fool you all. Now they're gonna hit the brakes a bit, I would assume. Just finish 1 or 2 items with this network advantage and just straight up go again. I think Mad Kings might get a breathing room right now.
I mean, yeah, they're getting quite a bit of kills here, Boom, but look at Sven right now. Already Mask of Madness, Echo Saber, 14 minutes in, 2,400 gold as well, net worth of 8,900. I mean, Huskar not that far behind, actually, because he's been having a great time with jumping upon heroes here of Mad Kings. And as I say that, look at him, bouncing forward once again with the blink. Wants to try and find a kill here. Tiger going to try and attempt to TP away. Will be able to get out. No Fortune's End to cancel that TP. Mad Kings will get out alive. But Sacred is following not too far behind. And meanwhile, mid lane with the God's Strength, trying to commit there for that tier 1 tower. Adrian now trying to get himself away. He is going to try and attempt to use that pig pole to get himself some extra movement speed, but in comes Pakaz right hot on his tail with the Fortune's End as well. Casted there by Oracle. Beautiful stuff. Dominating spree for the Dawnbreak. They will punish the Sven. They're trying to take that tier 1, and they'll deny it as well.
Both towers. Hey, that's also pretty big, like network-wise, to deny both towers. Like, denies a lot of network from the Dire. And Sven dying. Anyone can die on Dire team, I would say, besides the Sven. He is the most important hero, obviously. And if he dies, their timing gets really kind of thrown off. Because he is top of network, but not by a margin he would like to be, because like he has the battlefield right, and Huskar is moving a lot, forcing objective, not farming so much, and they still has the same effort, and he wants to like be like probably like 2k ahead, like half, maybe even one item ahead.
Yeah, it's similar to that of a Naga Siren, right? How obviously, of course, she would want to be much further ahead than anyone else, especially with the fact that she can farm very well.
Yes, Naga, Siren, Medusa, Alchemist, Sven, like these heroes are naturally farming really fast, and that's what they excel at. Like they get their timings before you, and then they force their strength upon you.
Huskar's a bit stuck on the top lane. They had to use a tango to get him out. He blinked into a tree. Couldn't get out. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, though, it looks like Mad Kings are attempting to try and push this tier 2, especially with the Meteor Hammer they have onto Smash. Gotta be careful, though. Already taking half amount of the health pool there to get out. Meanwhile, though, oh, nice blink dodge there. But in comes the false promise now. They'll attempt to try and take down Adrian, but he's going to be met by a Never Blast. Will be taken out. They'll attempt to try and find more. They find themselves Tiger TPing, but will not get the stun. Starbreaker
Perfect spell usage by the Boom Esports. Blink dodge into Solar Guardian, into chasing down the Sven. Now they're gonna try to get the Phoenix. They get the Reaper side. They stop his TP. Another kill. 2 cores down. 6k up. Boom Esports is doing it.
Booyah. Look at that. Another 2 kills once again for Boom. And what can Mad Kings do? They've got their carry Sven dying once again. Although, meanwhile, on the top, can they get the kill onto Huskar? That's the question. Still living through it with all the heals. Look at this. The jump forward with the life break. That blink is not going to help you at all whatsoever. They will find a kill there onto Lena. And Slatums is going to live through it all. Now attempting to try and find Gnek there on the air spirit, but he will be able to get out. No further cancel there. A valiant attempt there from Mad Kings, but Huskar now with the health regeneration and the armor that he has with the armlet, just way too hard for Lena here to attempt and get the kill.
Valid attempt, but Slatem too good. Too good. You can't do much about it. Like he armlet toggles and he gets out of it. He still has 1 death from the laning stage, and now he's playing like a Huskar from the books, to say so. You know, this is a very hero that you play by the book. You know, you take the certain tile, you buy the certain items, you go rush on at a certain time, and like if you play by the book, 5-on-5, you will win the game.
I think he's playing with more than the book because he has himself an Oracle on his team as well. So obviously, of course, having the false promise if things go a little bit sideways.
Yes, it helps.
He's got a trap card.
A trap card. Nice. I mean,
Meanwhile,
they...
what can Mad Kings do? I mean, they got themselves a BKB now onto Picard, so going to be a lot more difficult to try and take down the Dawnbreaker. And they're still hanging around bottom here, attempting to push as Smash finishes off a Midas here, attempting to go late with the fact that Boom Esports right now, they're taking up a lot of map presence here, as you can see, taking over control of this top side of Mad Kings' map right now, and only just now, their Spirit and Mr. Jeans could come in and clean up that wave.
Perhaps Sven is gonna disassemble his Echo Saber and get his BKB just like 1 or 2 minutes before the Huskar BKB. They can look to smoke and take a fight. I think this might be the best timing for the Mad Kings to fight, but they need 5 heroes. Okay, bottom, they try, but
Fortune's End as well. Sven, that's a death with the rotation there from the Solar Guardian. I was wondering there if Mad Kings were going to wait for the Huskar to kind of rotate on the lane. They take down the Grimstroke as well with the Reaper Scythe. Down for 30, along with that Sven as well. We'll finally finish off that BKB, and you were right there, Milan. Disassembling that Echo Saber, finishing off that BKB there. So with those 2 deaths, they get the
a bit ahead of themselves. They got a bit ahead of themselves. Try to go on Huskar before the BKB, only with 2 heroes. Even if he has BKB, I think best case scenario he might live, but since Solar Guardian right now stands through the BKB, he might be dead anyway. And now we're coming to a point where, not to be so negative, but almost to a point of no return. for the Mad Kings. If they lose the next rush, which is coming up in a minute and 20 seconds, it's gonna be real rough to fight.
Cars rotating to the top lane here. And a blink obtained now. We've got another blink on the side of Boom. It's going to be on Necrophos. Sacred. He's got a blink dagger. Meanwhile, on this top lane, Kars is going to have to activate that BKB there. Will be able to stop that rolling boulder. Does he have enough damage, though, to take down the Earth Spirit? Blocking that rolling boulder again. Yes, he will. The Starbreaker will clean him up.
You should have run.
Excellent play by Pakaz. Realizes that BKB is just worth of 1 kill. Like, they are struggling to catch them a bit, but even just like this one BKB pop into continuing to farm, he still can save Huskar with his ulti. There's no reason to save it. It's going very well for Boom. And they also getting 2 blink daggers on their course. They're reading the game very well, must say.
Oh dear, Sven starting to fall behind now here. Adrian not having the greatest of times at the moment on this Sven.
That's a strange manner of conduct.
As Roshan's going to be up actually quite soon here.
Yeah, but they're gonna try to go for some play before. I mean,
Yeah,
the Boom is just feeling it, you know. They're gonna end up seeing the Lina. This is Shadowblade.
That's a strange
Oh, it's an
manner of
Invis rune with a shield rune, double rune.
Lena's going to reveal herself again. God strength on Adrian there, trying to... Oh, blinking in the right direction, Matthew. Going in the correct way there, placing down an observer. Sees all 3 of them, but they're on the attack here, Boom. Look at that. Instant scythe onto the Grimstroke. Goodbye, Tiger.
Also, what Boom is doing is that the Dire knows the rush is up, approximately, and they expect them to be taking the rush. So what you wanna do if you cannot defend the rush, you wanna, okay, we'll see Smash being gone, he's gonna pop the egg. No, he's just dead in the water. So they expect them to go rush, and they cannot contest it, so they wanna trade for the map space. They wanna take the map space. But Boom is like next level in them. They're like, oh, we don't care rush, we can take it any time. We will take you while we're trying to take the map space.
Okay, so Roshan's up now. Possibility for Boom Esports to maybe get this Aegis and finish off this first game, possibly, with the fact that some of the cores here on the side of Mad Kings not having the greatest time. I mean, especially with the fact that this is a Phoenix free. We haven't seen all that much from this hero, have we?
Yes, but we need to remember that he was basically laning solo. Like with Earthspray dying twice after the TP, rotating mid too. He didn't have a good lane. And it's a bit hard matchup with Huskar, who's having a free game. The egg can always die, and like with so much magic damage mitigation on the Radiant, they just don't care much about this Phoenix. And they're gonna take the rush, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just beeline for the lane, you know. Aegis cheese, like some Necro and Dawnbreaker will push silence, and this Huskar is gonna be, how do you say, Hannibal Antiparte? Something like this. You know, he's gonna be coming for the base.
Well, yeah, in your words, Milan, he's a big boy right now, that's for sure. He's a very big boy. With this Aegis now, he has a BKB as well. I think an Agnim's maybe on the way here. He's got a Blade of Alacrity to clean up. Let me just have a look at his couriers. Yeah, this is an Agnim's coming soon for the Huskar. And they may have found themselves the Lena as well, as Mr. Jean's trying to escape. That blink and the life break not in range. So Lena will get away safely.
I mean, it's not only Huskar with the Aegis, Huskar with the Aegis, with the Oracle behind, with the Pugna behind, with the Solar Guardian behind, even with the Necro heals behind. It's really something you would rather not see be against you. Okay? BKB, Pulp, and Pakowski really doesn't care. But he might get punished, no BKB, but he still has Oracle behind. If they go on him and Oracle is in position, he's just gonna save him.
Oh, As there we go, look at that, the false promise coming out straight away. Now they want to respond actually, try and take down the Sven. The BKB and the TP is there, but the Cypher's going to clean him up. There we go. Adrian down. Dominating spree for Sacred on the Necrophos. And with that, Mr. Jeans on the Lina has to escape because I feel like Boom Esports are going to be able to maybe perhaps push, but the wave is cleared from what it looks like on the bottom. Maybe not. Never mind.
As Necro would say, death was costly. Every death for Sven is like 1% less to win this game, and it's already like 3% for Mad Kings, you know. Actually, the Gaben gives 6% for Mad Kings to win this game.
Hey, with what happened at TI, I don't even trust that anymore. 95%. You know, do you know what I'm on about, Milan? Do you know what I'm on about? 95% win probability. Game 3
yeah,
TI.
Yeah. They're outliners and everything, but it's not gonna be this game, I can guarantee you.
Well, they'll take the tier 2 anyway. I can see what you mean, because looking at the, obviously, of course, the spells and the heroes that they have, Huskar High Ground, Aegis already having the greatest time. They have Necrophos with a blink and a scythe, should need be, come in and sweep up a clean kill, and then Oracle in the background with False Promise. We've also got Life Drain here with the Pugner as well. 2 sources of healing already here for the Huskar, and already jumping up to the high ground there with the Agnims. Nothing to do for Tiger because he is fixated upon the Huskar with that Agnims. Pretty much an upgraded Berserker's Call will pay the price of hanging around near that tier 3. They'll force out the Glyph. There's another life break forward there along with the Scythe as well. On to Lena. Mr. Jeans, goodbye. So now they'll find themselves
very good aggression from the Boom. Huskar understanding the position map and understanding he can do this with the saves and the Aegis he has. He doesn't even have to expend his Aegis for 2 kills. And like this is the power of the Huskar timing. Once he gets Blink and Aghanims, he's no longer like easy to kite. Genic is gonna try to skip the wave mid, but he's gonna die to Starbreaker combo. And like Dawnbreaker Huskar, pretty impressed. Like it's in a sort of cheese core duo, but it's working wonders.
Yeah, I don't know if die was an understatement there to just describe what happened to that poor Earth Spirit. He got decimated in 4 hits. The Desolator here from Picard's. Because now they'll find themselves a second set of racks. There's Adrian trying to form. I don't really think there's much that they can. I mean, they have themselves a tier 2, so they can't clean up the megas. And a Cypher Vice coming out on Necrophos as well. Oh my god, Milan, they are farmed on Boom Esports. Wow.
Yeah, fat, beefy boys, you must say. But the thing is, like, I like the discipline. They're gonna take a bit methodically, not gonna force the throne. They're just gonna go to the top lane and just, you know, try to make this game clean. I think historically SA teams had problems with like throwing games, making them like look in a way ugly. But this is a sign of a good things, you know.
Yeah, this is pretty clean from Boom. But speaking of that, let's see how clean they can further take it, because their Aegis has just expired, and Mad Kings are on the hunt for potentially a kill here. The BKB is going to be committed there onto Huskar. There's now Adrian in the back lines as well, trying to find a kill, but with thanks to that Aeon Disc, is not going to be affected. The Supernova coming out there as well. Adrian not able to output the damage, and Boom just clean up that Supernova. The buyback from Earth Spirit as well. The life break onto Lina on the side lane as well. Finds the kill. Adrian down also. Definitely looks to be a disaster here for Mad Kings as they find themselves at 4th kill. It's a dieback there onto the Earth Spirit, and the heals there from Matthew, keeping Picard alive, stopping that Spirit Vessel from taking him out. They only lose the Oracle.
Valid attempt from Mad Kings. Props to them to like to see the silver lining. They at least understood how they need to fight. They need to, at the same time, focus the core and find the Oracle and stop his savings. But it's just at this point, it's not even enough to play perfect. You need the Boom to mess up real badly, and GG comes out of Tiger. Very nice and clean game one from Boom Esports. Especially for Sladen. I will give him MVP for this game.
Game 1 going to Boom Esports there. Too much for them to handle during the early game. This last pick, Huskar, and of course the Dawnbreaker carry.